things here in Westwood. Our first of 3 games today. So Jessica Clements will lead off. We'll get to see those UCLA bats first. And that's a hitter, and San Diego State having trouble corralling it. So Jessica Clements takes that second pitch, gets herself a 2-bagger. So a great early start for that UCLA offense we were talking about, and Clements really setting the tone at the top.
Swinging early, I think that makes a big difference too, knowing a pitcher is going to bring you something.
Savipola beats out the throw, and she's still going. Diving into second. Bruins with 2 in scoring position for one of their biggest hitters. And San Diego State looks a little rattled here.
Well, and just back-to-back action, right? Lead off with Clements, and then Savannah Pola drops the bunt. So much speed up the line, and she takes advantage of second base being wide open. And listen, if defense, we know, wins championships, they say, being able to do the little things right is key. And I think also respecting the fact that someone like Savannah Pola is tough in the 2 spot because she does have the power, but situationally being aware if you're on the corners that she can drop that bunt.
Well, and you see a huddle up there by San Diego State. Now stepping up is Jordan Woolry. I'm not sure what's happening. Umpires are going to come back together once again. So nevertheless, Cece Solura getting the start today for San Diego State. We saw her come in relief yesterday. And now, after giving up 2 hits to the first 2 batters, she has to face Jordan Woolry, who is 5th in the nation in RBI, top 15 in home runs on the season.
And I like being able to get ahead of hitters. I just think Solura is going to have to work the zone a little bit more up instead of side to side with that curveball. Potentially adding in that changeup a little bit. But I think being able to establish the inside part of the plate, I like that pitch, I want that pitch called, but that first inning is about, hey, what am I going to be able to get?
Here's the starting lineup for UCLA, brought to you by Capital One. You've already seen Clements and Pola reach. Now Jordan Woolry with 2 in scoring position. Their RBI leader with 76 on the season. And by the way, Woolry's hitting .492 with runners in scoring position. When it comes to single season leaders, Jordan Woolry is 2nd behind Stacey Newman, who is actually now the head coach of San Diego State.
And you're just kind of playing with fire here. 3-0 count, nowhere to put her. You have Megan Grant behind.
Well, Megan Grant, who's 3rd in single season RBI and their home run leader this year. That's the first strike that Woolry has seen from Solura. Cece Solura, I mean, just a sophomore. She told us last year, this stage, you know, it unsettled her a little bit. But she felt like she was more mature this year. San Diego State played here in the regional last year. Jordan Woolry, so high up in the sky. Goodbye! What a start for UCLA! A double, a single, and a home run for Jordan Woolry.
And this is an elevate and celebrate for days. This had some serious hang time. She really was able to get underneath it. Didn't know if it was going to sneak out, and it just finds a way to get over. 3-run lead here for UCLA. No outs on the board.
That's their 4th home run in the regional, and we've played, this is their 7th inning. They played 6 last night, and now you got to go to Megan Grant. They called themselves the Bruin Bombers. I don't know if they gave themselves that title, but that's what UCLA calls them, and they're not mad about it.
Well, they weren't down with the Bash brothers, because I know that was going around, and they're like, yeah, we actually like the Bruin Bombers better, so
yeah.
All right.
UCLA wasting no time. They know how important it is to win this game and take the shortest path to the regional final tomorrow. The winner of this game will only have to win one time tomorrow to advance to supers. Grant swings that one over to Williams, and she's retired, but that's just the first out.
It's tough losing last night and then having to kind of work your way through the back half of the bracket, or losing this game today, because the upper hand and being able to go into tomorrow knowing you have to get beat twice is just a different level of confidence heading into that regional final. It is a grind to lose, especially with pitching these days, right? Not everyone has a solid number 2 and a solid number 3.
Well, this one just comes off the bat of Ramirez, but it does hit her in the box, so they'll call it a dead ball. She'll come back. Alexis Ramirez, they call her lefty. Yes, she's hitting from the right side, but she's a left-handed catcher in the DP spot today in the lineup. It's so important to get her back around March. Dealt with an injury last season.
When you think about Charlize Palacios last year and just how much she brought from the veteran presence behind the plate to just when she stepped in the batter's box. So to be able to have someone that they can bring in that gets that time. I know she got hurt last year and had to redshirt, but she's been clutch behind there.
Popped up, it'll stay in the infield. Oh, and Shannon Cunningham comes down with it. Jasmine Williams also calling for it. But the most important thing is they made the grab. That's 2 down.
When they think about San Diego State right now, they got to get back to how they felt yesterday and that free type playing. Not saying that it's necessarily looking like they're on their heels, but just those little defensive things, right? With Savannah Pola being able to get to second base and just maybe not as much communication on a pop-up in the infield. Have to be able to be confident in these kind of postseason games. So, you know, the defensive piece, teams exploit you on that when they see that maybe they're not as confident in certain situations or they seem like they're on their heels. That's when they're going to continue to just keep attacking. But San Diego State's at their best when they don't let the pressure of anything in and they play so free. And that's what Stacey Newman-Denise said, like, y'all have nothing to lose here. Just go get after it.
Yeah, that was her message to the team after their practice here on Thursday. Was, you know, we've got nothing to lose. 3rd straight year that we're playing the regional here at UCLA. Go out there and play free. We saw that early on last night in their game. How do they respond to this aggressive start by UCLA?
Well, you have to be able to get out of the inning and kind of have that same attack mentality that they did from the jump against Kenzie Brown and Arizona State last night. Espinoza did a good job in that leadoff spot. And having a plan of attack against Caitlin Terry, the lefty that's going to be starting for UCLA, like having that game plan. And knowing that they're a team that very well can come from behind. You saw them in their conference tournament have to win 5 straight after dropping game 1 of that tournament. There's something different when you know you have to win and pull something out.
2-2 now to the freshman, Riley Slim.
It looks like it's going to be a tight zone behind the dish today.
Mark Craver behind the plate. We do have an umpire at every base in the postseason, of course. Over to the glove.
Didn't end up winning, but just lost 1-0 in that game.
Yeah, the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year last season. Caitlin Terry will first face Bella Espinoza, who's hitting .310 over her last 9 games. Yesterday against Arizona State, 1 for 4. Shows the bunt. Woolry crashing in on it, 1 away. And this staff for UCLA, I mean, it's got to feel good when you got that offense, you know, on the other side helping you out.
Yeah, it definitely makes a big difference knowing that you have 3 arms that you can go to at any time. But more importantly, when you put runs up on the board as a pitcher, the confidence you have going out there, pitchers need to love throwing in 0-0 ball games, but it's even better being able to play in those games where your team's manufacturing runs, especially right out of the gate in a postseason. It's like, hey, 3 runs, Caitlin Terry, we're giving you the cushion and just go let it rip. It just allows for you to take a breath as a pitcher and know that you don't need to be perfect.
That one gets away. Well, pitch coming in. A smile on Caitlin Terry's face. Just shake it off.
Yeah. Well, 39% of the time she's going upstairs from that left side, which is a tough pitch. Can go with that curveball. Has that drop ball, which we've been seeing her throw a little bit more this year, and can change speeds. But it's that fearless mentality to be able to go in on the hands of hitters that I can absolutely appreciate. And I feel like in this day and age, you're not seeing it enough by pitchers establishing that inside part, and whether it's the inside to the lefties or the inside to the righties, that's a pitcher's plate. You want to instill a little bit of fear.
That'll even up the count at 2-2. I remember talking to Kelly Inoue Perez last year when Caitlin Terry first got to UCLA, and she said, you know, she's a freshman, but coming in a little swaggy, you know, like got a little chip on her shoulder. Don't hate that.
I mean, heavy heat turned up by Caitlin Terry.
Yeah.
She's got the swagger, but listen, if you're going to be a pitcher, you have to.
Terry's going to take that. Such a high hop. That's going to allow Julie Holcomb to be safe. So now a hit in 12 of her last 14 games.
This is a good job by Julie Holcomb using the dirt in front. This ball has a lot of hang time, and the more that it's up in the air, the more her speed comes into play down the line. Solid base hit by Holcomb, just extending how hot she's been.
How much does we had some light mist for about, you know, a couple hours before this game started. How does that affect the field right now, especially the infield?
The grounds crew is great, and to be honest, maybe it makes it seem a little bit harder because it is a harder surface. So maybe you'll get a little bit more bounce or a little bit more uptime if you're able to use that to your advantage. And there are some lefty slappers in this lineup for San Diego State, not as many for UCLA.
Callie Decker hitting from the left side, not a slapper. She is a member of the NCAA All-West Region 3rd team this year. She's tied for 6th in career average at San Diego State. And talking to Callie, we asked her, like, how does it feel coming back here for the 3rd straight year for regionals? And she said, you know, last year I was maybe a little bitter about it, but this year she's like, I'm playing free. I just want to go out there and have fun. Any game could be my last. Callie Decker looking for the gap, and sprinting over is Jessica Clements.
You definitely have a different mentality going into that last year. When you set foot on campus as a freshman, you sometimes have this mentality of, oh, it feels like it's going to last forever. It's finally here. And then you get to your senior year and you're like, whoa, where's the time gone? And you think about it, conversations I had with all those athletes. You dedicate your life to this sport and you get 4 years to play it, right? It almost seems like not fair from the time you start playing at 6 or 7 years old, and the travel ball grind and the travel and the commitment of your family to help, you know, you pursue your dreams with it. And you only get 4 years to get whatever it is you want to get out of it. So your senior year sometimes seems like an emotional roller coaster.
Well, plot twist, except for COVID, when you got like 7 or 8 years.
Totally. Some of those athletes, it wasn't on my scorecard that was going to happen with COVID, that we're going to get the additional, you know, 5th and 6th year athletes. But I also like that you got to see some of these athletes play a little bit older, because, yeah, I mean, when I went back to play and come out of retirement, there was a whole different mentality switch, being older and understanding so many more things with just that life experience in between.
Caitlin Terry gets the strikeout of Angie Yellen, her first K of taking over the hitting more this year for UCLA. It's Kanaya Bragg, the freshman shortstop, who's leading off. 7-8-9 due up.
I just feel like when you look at UCLA's staff as a whole, I mean, there's so many different parts that you can go to. Yeah, Coach Fernandez has been doing a little bit more hitting, but if I'm a pitcher, the things that I'm able to gain from her, if I want to use that resource, she will help you with anything it is you need.
Bragg rolls this to Jasmine Williams, has trouble fielding it, but does make the toss in time. One away.
And then you also think of just like the cohesiveness of that staff, right? For how long that Coach Kelly Inouye Perez and Lisa Fernandez have been coaching together. I know this is the first year without Kirk Walker really kind of like being there, but I like Lisa Fernandez at third base. I know they used to throw the Jolly Ranchers, but now she throws the coffee beans, the espresso beans, which are not as yummy, but
I think it's based on the book, right?
yes.
Did they read the coffee bean?
Yeah.
Sophia Mujica, slow roller to Williams.
I mean, I'd probably ask for one of the like chocolate covered espresso beans.
Yeah, of course you would.
Because everyone loves a little treat, right? And the espresso bean
Can you throw me a cake pop?
doesn't, or some, you know, nerd clusters. I wouldn't mind a nerd cluster rounding third, but yes, it is from the book. I like chocolate covered espresso beans. We actually have them in the fridge at home, but I don't eat the beans as a whole.
Caitlin Terry. It's so fun to watch Caitlin Terry this year because she gets the start in the circle, but also this year she's added the hitting piece. And when she's not pitching, they'll play her out in right field. We got to see her hit her second home run of the season yesterday.
And you're seeing her slap a little bit too, so just adding a different element in the 9 spot for UCLA with her obviously having some power. Saw that big 3-run home run yesterday. You just saw the look on her face rounding the bases. Like, that's what it's all about. Postseason softball, just different people being able to step up, and it was so clutch.
Well, she did go, so the count 1-2 with 2 down. Cece Solura gave up the 3-run home run to Jordan Woolry. That's the difference in this game. In fact, the first 3 in the order for UCLA, double, single, 3-run homer. And a strikeout. That's the way to respond. 3 up, 3 down. San Diego State getting it done.
This is a quick inning here for San Diego State. And you want to use that energy moment. And you think about the addition of Addison Fisher, that heavy 67, 68 mile an hour drop ball down. Like, but experience is the key, right? And if you don't get pitchers that time, someone like an Addison Fisher not being able to maybe get the innings, you can't expect it to show up in the postseason. I think that's the most important thing, is that freshman has 100 innings under her belt. I'd expect to see her sometime today. I said that to you, like with Caitlin Terry even starting, I think getting her the feeling of what it's like in your first ever regional and kind of the ebbs and flows of how that goes as well. So
Grace Uribe here, all 2 strikes. She had the solo home run in the 7th to tie it up, and she'll strike out here. Back-to-back strikeouts for Caitlin Terry.
well, and if you're swinging at this pitch, it's tough. Number one, it looks like it's just an absolute meatball, but have to be able to pick up that spin. No, you're not going to do anything with it.
And here are the 3 main arms with the addition of Addison Fisher this year. It was Terry and Tinsley that carried the load last season, and Addison
affected their team, not so much in a negative way. They still made it to Oklahoma City, but, you know, Caitlin Terry threw close to, what, 40 innings straight?
Yes,
and
45 straight innings.
45 straight innings, simply because Taylor Tinsley was kind of down for the count, right? And those are valuable innings, but to be able to have and add one more pitcher into the mix has been huge, especially with kind of like the gauntlet of the travel of the Big Ten. You don't know what you don't know, and I think they learn real quick. The travel is hard on the body. You learn which teammates that you can deal with throughout that grind. The weather.
Yeah, you learn that it snows in Iowa.
I mean, I feel like I would have known that it snowed in Iowa,
but to experience that.
You're right. I've never played in snow.
Really?
No. I mean, my kids have. I've been a part of it, but
Really? You're
No.
from Canada?
Yep.
I mean, it's
Just
just
because it's no different. You've made some comments about Canada.
No, but
like
I'm just saying,
so
like,
different.
it's
No.
known for cold weather.
And it's the same as Seattle.
Okay. To Ignacio. Out to Liesl Osteen in right.
It's funny because when I played, the amount of times people literally would ask about like the igloos. Do you guys really live
What?
in like
I don't think that you
igloos
live
up
in an
there?
igloo.
I'm like,
For the record, I didn't ask that.
I mean, we do Halloween and stuff too, you guys.
What?
Like just
What's the worst conditions you played in?
Washington when it was wicked cold and rainy. Like, or playing in Oklahoma City in the dead of summer with Team
Canada.
Canada.
Ask about the heat.
100 degrees, humidity through the roof, can barely grip the ball. I would take the cold and rain over that hot.
Yeah. By the way, it's pretty hot in Texas at that Austin regional right now. Quinn Wyke, really high up in the sky, but shallow, and Osteen gets back-to-back pop-ups. Fun home run, but since then, CC Solura settling in?
Yeah, she has. She's had 8 first pitch strikes, which has been key. Not there, but she's retired 6 straight. 4 of them ground outs. Has had that strikeout and the 1 pop out. And I think really for her, she's settled in nicely. It'll be interesting to see going back to the top of the lineup again.
Jessica Clements, who had the double to lead off.
And seeing how they kind of adjust to her and vice versa, because they came out hot. Clements and Pola and Woolry just bang, bang, bang.
Clements with 3 hits in the regional, all for extra bases. What a luxury to have at the top of your order, and a player that transferred in, spent 4 seasons at Cal Poly as their all-time average leader. He's also the Big West Player of the Year last year and a 2-time conference batting champion. You know, she's getting her master's here at UCLA in John Wooden's transformative coaching and leadership. She was an education major. Got to take a little photo with the John Wooden statue outside of Poly Pavilion on our campus tour.
For how much we've come here, I'm surprised. I have yet to see that.
Not surprised that we went to Diddy Reese before we took a photo with the John Wooden statue.
Yeah.
If you've been here, you know what that is. Ice cream sandwich place.
You can't beat the price.
Might go there tonight.
I'm in. Jeff, you in?
Jeff's in. It's our statistician. Stat czar, Jeff Muir.
You see a little look of frustration for CC Solura. I feel it. Wanted that last pitch prior, and gosh, it's so frustrating sometimes just being able to figure out pitches you can get for a strike, and when it doesn't go your way, at times I've been there where you think you got a hitter, and then that next pitch they get on, you're like, dang it.
And on the other side of that, Jessica Clements, I mean, good for her for making something out of that swing. She's now got her 21st multi-hit game, 2nd on the team in that category. And she's aboard for Savannah Pola with no outs. Top 3 of the order here. Pola right to Williams. Clements is safe. Jordan Woolry, all she did last time up was hit a 3-run home run.
And when I went back and watched some film on her, she used the double plant last year. That front stride foot would toe tap and then tap again. And she's actually changed that where she doesn't do it. It's simply a timing mechanism. She said hitters are knowing her a little bit better. So it's just been more beneficial for her timing. It's always cool to like kind of go back and see, because you look at a hitter like Jordan Woolry and you look at the numbers and you're like, all right, I got to go look at your past swings and kind of see where the biggest change is. And you know, to the naked eye, it may not look like a whole lot, but to her, timing is everything in hitting. And it's been a key piece this year to just kind of make that little bit of a change. Obviously, she's dynamite hitter. That's not the end all be all, but just something I picked up going back watching.
Don't you love finding those little nuggets?
I do.
When that time going back and watching pays off.
Yeah, like when I went back and was watching film of Kenzie Brown at Tulsa, and like noticed that she had like a legit arm swing. And I was like, oh, all right, she's got the arm swing. And then at Arizona State, you see them make these changes. And it's just cool to see how the athletes continue to evolve and find ways, and they go into programs and are able to pick up on things to keep getting better, because that's really what this game is about. Every year you got to reinvent yourself a little bit.
And this time they'll walk Jordan Woolry to get to Megan Grant. We welcome you to a little bit of a rainy Westwood if you're just joining us. UCLA wasted no time at all getting on the board. In the first inning, a 3-run home run from Jordan Woolry, and now Megan Grant is at the plate here in the third with 2 on. They just walked Woolry. Jessica Clements is at first. She got a single to start this inning against CC Soluro of San Diego State. Courtney Lyle and Danielle Laurie with you. Second time that these two teams have met this season. It was back on March 8th, and UCLA beat the Aztecs 5-0. It was a no-hitter for Taylor Tinsley in the circle. But right now, a dangerous part of this UCLA lineup. Megan Grant had a walk-off home run last night to run roll UC Santa Barbara.
Well, and just such a tough back-to-back combo here with Jordan Woolry, and then having to go right into Megan Grant. And I know Woolry in her first at-bat dropped a 3-0 and then was able to get a pitch she could hit. And that's kind of the hard thing as a pitcher sometimes when you're facing these hitters. When you fall behind, you're like, dang it, I gotta like bring something kind of close over the plate, and that ended up hurting her against Woolry that first time through, and wanted no part of her second time.
I mean, just having to face this UCLA lineup when you go Jordan Woolry, who's got over 70 RBI, Megan Grant, who's got over 70 RBI. She's their home run leader with 24.
Yeah, Woolry, I mean, 79 RBIs with that 3-run shot. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Those are kind of like Game Boy, old school Ken Griffey Jr. type numbers.
That's a second in the single season history for UCLA. Grant pops up, but it's going to stay in the infield, and Quinn Wyke underneath it. Runners hold at first and second. All right, so if you're CC Solura, that gives you a little breath there. You got 2 down, still 2 on, but you've gotten past Grant now. And it's Alexis Ramirez, they call her lefty, left-handed catcher, hits from the right side. And sends in the first pitch strike.
This atmosphere last year, you know, CC Solura had mentioned it, just at times the pressure of just so many people in the stands and playing these ranked opponents just completely kind of turned the dial on that mentality going into her sophomore year.
Yeah, this is the 3rd straight regional that San Diego State has played here at UCLA. And CC Solura, she was a freshman last year in the circle, now a sophomore. Jasmine Williams didn't even have to move, and UCLA will leave 2 stranded. San Diego State
back and seeing all the pictures and the flashbacks of these coaches, and
you could bring your sparkly headband.
Totally, the Jenny Finch. Still
foam
have that
visor. I know you do. The foam visor, though. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Dot Richardson in 1982 is wearing it out there on the wall.
She's feeling good today.
I know.
Liberty taking down Texas A&M. What?
Wasn't on my vision board, but here we are.
I mean, here we are.
Did not see the #1 seed
who put up 18 runs yesterday.
going down today.
Shannon Cunningham is leading off here for San Diego State.
But
I mean, that's mayhem.
I do think, looking at how this season has been with the #1 seeds, right? You saw it with Oklahoma, #1 seed, going down to Missouri and losing. You saw it with Tennessee, who lost a midweek game and a game on the weekend. You saw Texas A&M be the 1 seed and lose, right? Like,
oh, the #1 team in the nation.
#1 team in the nation when the seedings were out in the regular season. Like, it was so hard to stay in the #1 spot because there was just so many inconsistencies and beaten up in the SEC and the grind of that, right? It was hard to just stay and be the big dog, which you saw with Oklahoma last year. But I was assuming with all of that, that's what mayhem was going to be, potentially seeing some upsets in these regionals.
But yesterday, the only seeded team that lost was LSU.
Which I was shocked, but I still had a feeling that, like, Nebraska may come out of this regional. Like, that was my gut reaction. I wasn't expecting, you know, LSU to, but Southern Louisiana, like, they're so good. I want to say they lead the country in stolen bases. They've played them in the past. They've been so scrappy. They're always like the midweek games that I find myself like just turning on and getting to watch these programs. And they're a swaggy bunch. And they literally went into Baton Rouge and took down LSU today. It was, I like a little upset.
Oh, makes things exciting. Shannon Cunningham fouls off that pitch. Full count here. Caitlin Terry has struck out 2 today. He's faced 1 over the minimum, gave up only 1 hit. That was to Julie Holcomb in the first inning.
A really good at-bat here by Shannon Cunningham. That pitch was the 9th of that bat, going on her 10th. And listen, in the 8th spot, to be able to be just a battler and make a pitcher work, I think that's so key, especially turning over the lineup again, where they're going to see Caitlin Terry for the 2nd time. It's a great at-bat.
And she will take her base on the 10th pitch. And you know, last night had to feel special for her too, because a Arizona State transfer getting the win over her old team. Well, don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on 7 Innings Live on the ESPN app. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series, only on the ESPN networks. Chris Button, Tori Vidalis, and Tara Henry in the studio for us. Such a fun watch. Going to the best moments of every game.
Well, and hearing them banter back and forth and kind of give their 2 cents on things, I love it. It's like my favorite thing to, I actually have it on in the booth, just in the background, so we can keep up on all the little things going on too.
Love it. Jasmine Williams in the 9th spot with a runner on. Just the 2nd time that San Diego State's had a runner on base. Williams looking to bust out of a little slump here. Hasn't had a hit in her last 6 games. Ended the regular season, though, on a high note. Last 14 games of the regular season, hit .395.
But a lot learned in that game last night for San Diego State. #1, going up against one of the best pitchers in the country, and Kenzie Brown, 13 strikeouts, right? And that's humbling as a hitter, but it also like brings you into today knowing we were able to beat a great pitcher, a different level of confidence. Coming from behind in the 7th inning with just back-to-back home runs, and just that moment, seeing that happen. I mean, what a game.
Yeah, it was crazy. Grace Uribe with a solo home run in the 7th to tie it. And then Gabriela Terrones, a pinch hit solo home run to give them the lead.
Incredible.
The 1-2 to Williams.
And I'm loving that bats that the 8 and 9 hitter are having here. They're patient. Yes, they've gotten behind in the count, but continuing to kind of battle and not go downstairs or climb the ladder with Caitlin Terry's rise ball, waiting for something in the zone.
Pop up. Megan Grant wants it, calling everybody off. Two solid back-to-back at-bats, and your teammates are going to gather information from you seeing all those pitches.
Well, especially going right back up to the top with Bella Espinoza. And
17 pitches already in this inning. Espinoza trying to show bunt, see if she can help out Cunningham at first. Bella Espinoza, the all-time singles and stolen base leader at San Diego State. Hard ground, gets a high hop, enough time for her to reach safely. We've seen that happen a few times today. That infield is packed.
Well, and when you're able to kind of be a specialist in that department and understanding the ground and how that's going to benefit you, this gets up so high over Woolry's head. That's a sure thing. Some action on the base pass here for San Diego State.
2 on. Cunningham via the walk, and then Espinoza with a single brings us to Julie Holcomb, who had a single in the first. San Diego State, a team that won its 3rd straight Mountain West tournament title, lost their first game of the tournament and had to rally out of a loser's bracket. Newman Denise challenged her team after that first game, said, is this how we want to go out? Because this can cost us our season. And they totally changed things the next day, went on to win that title.
Like I said, when the backs are up against the wall, you really test what you're made of, not only individually, but as a team. And that tournament was a good opportunity for them to really see what they were made of. And it was a defining moment for them.
And the fans wanted that pitch for Caitlin Terry.
She's got a little smirk on her face, though. The strike zone is definitely something Coach Kellyanne Perez had mentioned in the conversations of not allowing the pitchers to even bring that up. It's not a part of the conversation. You have to continue to keep dealing with it. Next pitch mentality.
Holcomb pops it. And sprinting over is Jessica Clements. 2 down.
If you were wondering, I definitely was not great at being able to hold my emotion with the umpires back when I played.
What about professionally?
Same.
When you okay.
But when I went back and played and came into retirement, it was definitely better. So I was like, well, umpire's not giving me a strike, but the grind at home's tough too. So I'll take the non-strike call here. I'll be all right.
Caitlin Terry gets Callie Decker to swing. First time today that San Diego State has had a runner in scoring position. Decker representing the tying run at the plate.
That seemed like the one you want to attack. Finds herself 0-2, has to battle here.
She's 1 hit away from tying her career high. Caitlin Terry ahead 0-2. Bragg running on this, and it got away from her. Cunningham was advancing to third. I don't know if she hesitated because the runner was coming in. It'll be an error at the shortstop position.
Well, I didn't know if there was any contact, too, with the runner going by, and you want to make sure you at least stay out of the way of the defender and no contact. And
if there had been contact, it would have been runner interference. But instead, bases are loaded for Angie Yellen, who struck out the first time up against Caitlin Terry. She is now the go-ahead run at the plate. 3 home runs on the season, .310 average.
And just back-to-back bullets right down the heart of the plate. And this is what's tough when you think of Angie Yellen, her last at-bat. It was that kind of check swing on that rise ball where she got rung up. Has to be able to defend that pitch up in the zone that she struggled with the first time through. And if you're Caitlin Terry, you want to spread the zone. It's a good hold. Oof.
I like that there's a smile on Caitlin Terry's face, though.
Well, because she's just a straight savage. Yeah. That's why. Like when I feel like she smiles, it's this like adding fuel to the fire. Yeah. Whether it's a call that's not going her way or a pitch that, you know, she thinks should have been a strike, or maybe a pitch where she's like, oh, dang, I bet if I throw that there again, you're going to swing at it. Like, just being able to have that confidence out there is just, at times, a difference maker.
As a sophomore. Oh, and Angie Yellen keeping herself alive with that one.
Well, and she had it last year.
She did. Oh, she came in with it.
She did.
Oh, yeah. A walk, a single, and an error have loaded the bases for Angie Yellen, who is the go-ahead run at the plate. I can tell a big difference in the at-bats this inning from San Diego State compared to the first 2.
Yes, a lot more pitches. Being able to foul pitches off, I think, is really important.
This will be the 7th pitch coming to Yellen.
A little out. Listen, I'm always for the change piece 1-2. But I know I wouldn't get that pitch. It's about a ball and a half off. That's a good spot at that count. Listen, you got to remember, she's still early in the count at 1-2. You don't want to serve up a meatball. This is just a little bit off.
Bragg tossing over to Pola at second. And UCLA hold.
Like us do competitions and the coach judge, like who colors the best picture. I mean, I could see you being really good at coloring, so I wouldn't want to go up against you.
It is very satisfying. A new pitcher in the circle for San Diego State, Didi Hernandez, and UCLA has seen her. She pitched that first game when they faced off back on March 8th. She'll start with Riley Slimp. How does she compare to Cece Salura?
Well, the velo is definitely not going to be the same. She is a lot craftier. She is coming from the left side. She spins it well. She is experienced on this team. Change-up specialist, really just goes with that curveball and that change.
That one gets away from her into the dirt.
That might be kind of maybe the way San Diego State's approaching UCLA, kind of first time and a half through the lineup. Maybe that was to make the change.
Slimp right at the umpire, had to get out of the way as she drops that into center, and the leadoff gets a single for the Bruins.
Well, and just the location of this pitch, Slimp hits it right back up the middle, and that's where that ball bled, right? We have to be able to hit good corners. When you're throwing a curveball, you need it to end up in the right-handed batter's box area in that way, but it's kind of stayed over the heart of the plate, and solid leadoff for Riley Slimp.
She's now got a hit in 8 of her last 10 games. first hit of the regional. Now brings us to another freshman, Kanaya Bragg, who had to slide into that shortstop role. UCLA had some different injuries happen, and they ended up having to change their defensive alignment. Angie Yellen leaping up, can't get two, but does retire Kanaya Bragg.
Good pitch. And there it is. You've seen her bounce her changeup a little bit, but on that last one, able to locate it for a strike, and it's really just being able to get the feel of that pitch for you. First inning that Didi Hernandez has thrown in this regional.
Just the third batter she's faced. And her head coach told us, I mean, they kind of call her one of the OGs of the program. Her, Coach Newman, Denise, and Bella are the only ones that have been here the whole time the staff has taken over. And she's had such a great career, not just in the circle, but leadership-wise for the program.
And so proud to have been an Aztec, and that's something that just Coach Newman Denise mentioned, and just kind of exudes that, like being a part of something that is so special to her, and she's been a lot of fun to watch over the course of her career.
To Mahika. Speeds again.
And a good hold.
Foul ball. Got it! 1-2 for the Aztecs. 25th double play of the season for San Diego State. Regional final Sunday. This is Grace Uribe leading off. Struck out last time up against Caitlin Terry.
On KT, just going right at that inside part of the plate to Uribe, just late on the inner half.
Grace Uribe, a player that started out at Texas A&M and didn't play softball last year. Stepped away, that one soars into the glove of Riley Slim. Well, Uribe had a home run last night, but then there was a pinch hitter who stepped up for San Diego State with the game tied in the 7th inning. A true freshman, Gabriela Terrones, put the Aztecs back in the lead.
Gosh, just think about rounding the bases, going into your teammates' arms and putting the go-ahead run up. I mean, she's been the queen in that role. 3 home runs have come in those pinch hit type situations. It's almost like you have to own that part of your game. No pressure.
Yeah, her last 10 games, 3 for 7, I believe. She had a go-ahead pinch hit 2-run home run in the Mountain West tournament to beat Nevada. She had a pinch hit grand slam against Boise State on April 19th. But the biggest one of all, of course, was last night to keep San Diego State in the winner's portion of the bracket.
That's a good hack, 2-0 hack, knowing you're probably gonna get something down. Those lefties just late on the inner half. I got to go back with the heat if I'm Caitlin Terry on that inner half. I don't really want to let her get her barrel extended. I want to just continue to keep pumping, pedal to the metal on the inside part of the plate.
Terrones strikes it well, but easy for Slimp to move over and scoop it. Well, the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City, and the action begins Thursday, May 29th at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. It's hard to predict who are going to be those 8 teams that make it.
I know, especially with regional weekend, and there are already being upsets of LSU losing yesterday, and Texas A&M has also gone down. Duke has gone down today, which means they definitely have a harder road to get to the regional final, and then having to win twice. Not saying that it's not doable. I don't remember the last time the #1 seed went down in a regional. Jeff?
Just throwing out things for Jeff to look up. Don't even look over here, Jeff. Don't worry about it.
Oh, wait, he has the answer.
Oh, right.
Don't act like you have not just thrown out random stuff to
random
Jeff.
stuff at Jeff. Oh,
UCLA 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was easy.
We were just seeing if he was ready.
The title. Just that. Oh, Caitlin Terry. I mean, that just died in the dirt. We've seen her hit home runs. Now she lays down the bunt.
This almost seems too easy, just kind of looking where Cunningham is, but it's just the placement of the bunt. It's right in front, which forces Cunningham to move further and speed up the line. Solid leadoff by the 9-hitter, Caitlin Terry.
Flips the order. Jessica Clements trying to do the same. And if you've been with us, you heard us ask Kelly Inouye Perez about just the different mentality and approach and game plan for her hitters this year, with Lisa Fernandez, Bubba Nichols, Will Oldham taking over as a true staff of hitting. And yeah, Lisa Fernandez, of course, coaching third, comes up with the plan. It's Bubba Nichols, who's the Olympic silver medalist, the All-American in the dugout, that helps execute that plan, and such a key voice for them in the dugout.
And bringing her back into the dugout, because she was coaching first for a little bit, and I think Kelly Inouye Perez just kind of knew the value in having her in there, being able to have those conversations, talking game plans, talking to the athletes about execution and plan of attack. And that really, the communication part to these athletes, I think, is one of the most important things, like being able to kind of translate stuff that they're able to pick up, right? Not everyone's going to receive the information the way that you're giving it, so it's being able to learn, and that's what makes Bubba Nichols special, is she's just so good at connecting with those young ladies.
You know, we get a packet of game notes from Vinny, who's the sports information director at UCLA, does an amazing job, but it had Madeline Nichols listed, and I was like, who is that? It's Bubba.
It's Bubba.
I mean, I remember watching her so many years, just have so much success, win a national championship here, of course. Gone on to play in the Olympics.
And has played professionally with AU, and it's been really fun to kind of watch her continue her professional career, not only in, you know, with the national team, but playing in the summertime. She's drafted to play in that AUSL.
Ball 2 strike from Hernandez to Clements. Is this going to stay fair? No. This has been a long AB for Clements. Reached twice, a double and a single on the day. Also runs scored. She's gone over her career high in hits, 72 now on the season.
I feel like you're seeing both these teams, for the most part, do a good job of being able to battle and foul off a lot of pitches, right? And I think that too is just, especially as the game continues to go on, we're seeing different hitters step up and have 7, 8, 9 pitch at bats. We saw a 10 pitch at bat, and to be able to make a pitcher work and kind of wait for something that you can do some damage with, especially on someone so crafty like Didi. I like that pitch and I want that pitch called, and I think it should be called. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Hops over the head of Hernandez, going out to center. Tricky hit there from Jessica Clements on the 8th pitch of that at bat.
When I thought for a second maybe someone was going to be able to get to it, I thought Waikiki, but you kind of see her peeking over, and Mike Bartling is kind of right in the direction of where that ball was going, and then Williams. Thought someone was going to be able to get to that.
All right, I got a nugget for you from Jeff. Savannah Pola is up. She's had 2 at-bats. She's seen 2 pitches.
Wow. Swing early in the count, will ya?
Had a single in the first. That's her 3rd pitch. The trees will have to tell us about that one.
But I feel like for hitters, when you know what works for you, that's kind of your plan of attack. I loved swinging early in the count. I found that I didn't want pitchers to really get 0-2 on me too quickly. But against left-handed pitchers, I mean, Savvy Pola, a 583 average. That lefty-lefty matchup at times tends to favor the pitchers, but in this case, someone like Savvy Pola sees it coming from the left side well.
Her numbers are up. I mean, career best offensive numbers across the board for Savannah Pola. She was in and out of the lineup last year, 38 starts, but has just solidified her spot this year. And when they had some injuries, she found a home at second base.
And she actually has made adjustments with her swing too. Looking at her numbers from last year to this year, going back and watching video, she used to be a lot more down in her legs. She's a little bit more upright than she has been in the past. Also a little bit quieter with her hands. She used to move her bat around a little bit more. Now you see her just more quiet with the hands, standing a little bit taller.
Takes the change piece over to Williams. And a double play turn. Second time today, so 26 double plays on the season for San Diego State.
That's back-to-back 4 U's for Savvy Pola with good pieces to second base. She's barreling it up good.
Rory lifting the first pitch, just falls foul.
Ooh, we got the nerd clusters, Courtney. Let's
Your
go.
day was just made.
Ask and you shall receive, they say.
Gonna need him 2 more games today. Jordan Woolry, a 3-run home run in the first inning today.
'79 RBIs on the year for Jordan Woolry. Batting average above 400. I mean, she's a top 10 finalist for National Player of the Year. And I was wondering why Megan Grant wasn't, and the only thing that I can really think of when I look at it, it just simply comes down to the average, right? Megan Grant, 375, not too shabby.
No, I'd take it.
But before this game kicked off, I mean, Jordan Woolry with a 412 batting average, Megan Grant, more home runs. Not as many ribbies, but trailing by...
I mean, it still has 75, yeah. So it's third in the single season list on UCLA history.
But it's like looking at, you know, how you select that list and the numbers. Like, to me, it just simply came down to the average just gave her a little bit of a competitive advantage of making that top 10. Besides that, I mean, they're so close. I mean, the Bruin Bombers, the Bash Sisters, whatever you want to call them, they are better together, I will tell you that. They just have this really cool dynamic and relationship.
The lockers are next to each other. Woolry went down and got it! Hopped it past Uribe and right. Speeding around is Clement. And the Bruins played another run. Slide into third, Woolry! Give her a triple. Fourth triple of the season. How about a home run and a triple today for Jordan Woolry?
And you don't see a whole lot of triples in this park, with it being a little bit more of a smaller ballpark, but just tries to get this in front, and Grace Uribe gets behind, and as soon as that ball is behind the fielder, it's just an absolute go. And you see Woolry turn on the Jets around second. A little stand-up triple.
Woolry is 3 for 6 with 5 RBI this weekend.
This is kind of giving me like the vibes of Maya Brady and Charlize Palacios. Remember Palacios in the regionals last year in the supers, where you're like, why are you pitching to her type of numbers? Right now, that's Jordan Woolry for me.
Well, and now Woolry's on third, and Megan Grant is at the plate. Last night, came up in the 6th inning with a runner on, bashed a home run, invoked the run rule, said goodbye, we're done here. Went to the change up to foul territory.
And it even caught us off guard.
It just happened so fast.
It was so quick.
All of a sudden, Woolry was on, and then Megan Grant swinging, it's going over, and then we're done. Now, Grant, previous 2 seasons, had 23 home runs. This season alone, 24. Just like with her swing, too, she's gone back to her travel ball swing. It just felt more natural to her.
Well, and she used to do kind of the Japanese type style where her hands were a little bit more out in front of her body, and it was just kind of this swagginess, and I loved it. But when I asked her about it, it was just wanting to be a little bit more comfortable with her hands closer to her body. Not big adjustments, but enough of going back to her roots and stuff that makes her feel comfortable.
They had to get some more softballs. She keeps fouling them off. Yeah, this year, 67% of Megan Grant's hits are for extra bases.
Wow.
This one way high up in foul territory. Uribe tried to make a play on it. You know, in this inning, UCLA has seen 22 pitches, and they fouled off 14 of them.
They're tough, and the hard part is that as a pitcher, you can't fall victim to the amount of pitches that you're having to throw, right? Because that's where at times it can become exhausting, where you're like, dang it, she got me again. Like, foul ball, it's like I still need to just next pitch mentality as a pitcher. I need to execute my spot. I need to execute my spot. It comes down to that mental battle a little bit.
15th foul ball
And
of the inning.
a heavy dose of, you know, off speed. You know that you're getting that with Didi Hernandez and Gracie Uribe being worked in right field. I almost go with something potentially in the other batter's box. Throw that curveball, sweeping curveball away, 2-3 balls off the plate. And she got her.
Yes, she did. Didi Hernandez is going to win the battle against Met from what they've done in the past, where it was, you know, one player winning it. It was almost like a fantasy league. It was cool, too.
I like the
Team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the point system is fun, but, you know, for some positions, it's tough to win that, right? Like, there's some luck that goes into being that individual winner as well. Gave away the 12 golden tickets this year, and
That was really cool.
it was cool. They're just going to the different campuses, and Kim Ng gave away a couple of them. I know Amanda Scarborough gave one away to Emily Kennedy. You saw Jen Schroeder give one away to Michaela Edenfield, the catcher at Florida State.
If you got a golden ticket, that meant that you were guaranteed to be drafted in the draft. So a really cool way to start to get excitement for that season and the draft.
And it kicks off June 7th.
Wow,
First day.
it's like the day after the World Series.
Yeah.
8-9-1 due up for San Diego State. And that swing makes it a full count. Caitlin Terry struck out the last batter she faced to get out of the 4th inning. 1 of 3 Ks today for KT.
Kind of makes you feel like the time is now here for San Diego State. Shannon Cunningham, her last at bat, saw 10 pitches.
Oh, Dana, watch out over there.
He's got his rain gear on.
There's a net, too. He's good. Oh, back-to-back Ks and a big cut. 4 strikeouts.
And a nice job yet again climbing the ladder and exploiting the upper part of the zone, and Cunningham just cannot lay off. Leadoff outs are key in a ball game if you're a pitcher. Big out for Caitlin Terry.
Jasmine Williams, the bottom of this order, lifts the first pitch. Osteen moving around, tracks it well. 2 down. Well, here's this weekend's Sunday Night Baseball matchup, the Subway Series finale between the Mets and the Yankees. Of course, 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. I'm excited for tomorrow because we get to start sending teams to Super Regionals.
Yeah, you say goodbye to 2 teams today.
Say goodbye to half the field today.
I know. And then only 1 makes it out alive. 16 teams out of the 64.
On the Super Regionals, the winner of this regional matches up with the winner of the Columbia, South Carolina regional, where the Gamecocks are the 8th seed. If they were to win that regional, they would host Supers.
I mean, if anyone knows traveling these days, it's UCLA if they were to win.
That's true. They're ready for anything.
The Big Ten, you just kind of heard it in Coach Kelly in a way, Perez's voice. I don't think they knew what it was going to be like until they were really in it with the travel and time zone. And I don't know if it was Jordan Woolry or Megan Grant where they were like, crazy that Oregon was our furthest travel, and now it's the opposite. It's the closest for us.
Yeah. They traveled nearly 20,000 miles. Good thing they had those coloring books.
I wouldn't have been good at the coloring books. Competition-wise, maybe, but
I'm gonna get you one.
You know what? It's just hard for me to sit and do that when there's other things. You know, if there's like another task at hand, which you know better than anyone else, I can't focus on that if I need to get a scouting or a player profile thing done on this end. My brain won't let me do it. Not a good multitasker.
Full count here to Espinoza.
Again, another good at bat here by San Diego State, just battling, seeing some pitches, trying to be pesky, make it tough.
You know, they're never out of it. We saw them come back last night in the 7th inning. Back-to-back solo home runs were the difference, and they took down Arizona State. Our next game will be UC Santa Barbara and Arizona State, coming up about 30 minutes after this one finishes. That's an elimination game. Strikeout number 5 for Caitlin Terry. 2 seasons, 20 home runs. This season, 21. 5, 6, 7 due up for UCLA here in the 6th inning. Starting with lefty Ramirez. Didi Hernandez entered the circle in the 4th inning, relieving CC Salura, who after that 1st inning, Salura settled in a little bit better against these UCLA hitters.
I would have to agree with you. I'm wondering if it was just the plan from the jump to bring Didi Hernandez in. I thought CC was throwing well, but listen, she's a senior and she's as loyal as loyal as loyal. And when she's thrown at times, like, she's great. She's a specialist. We've seen her come in and just execute innings. But there's no one that is more loyal and more proud of being an Aztec than Didi Hernandez.
Full count here to Ramirez. Hernandez struck out the last batter that she faced. That was Megan Grant, a 7-pitch at bat. Fair ball. Yellen fires across, and it's a little low. Shannon Cunningham couldn't pick it up. That means that Ramirez is safe. It'll be an E5 on the throw.
It just comes down to being able to make a better throw. You want that picked, no doubt about it, if you're Cunningham, but Yellen had some time.
means that Liesl Osteen's going to run at first. Brings us to Riley Slim. Got her first hit of the game in the 4th inning. She was actually the first batter that Didi Hernandez faced. First pitch, going to the wall, rolling in the dirt out there in right. Stop sign up. Runners on 3rd and 2nd.
And a lot of action in right field for Grace Uribe. She just turns on a pitch. Not a bad miss by Didi Hernandez, but just on time with something ready to rock, and pulls the pitch, and a couple more big insurance runs on 2nd and 3rd here for UCLA.
And the E5 allowed the leadoff to reach, and then Riley Slim with the double, her 9th double this season. Now her 16th multi-hit game of the year. Table is set for Kanaya Bragg, the freshman shortstop. No outs and 2 in scoring position. Bragg started the season playing 3rd base, but March 1st, due to some injuries, she slid over to shortstop and found a home there. Bragg from the Los Angeles area, was a 3-sport athlete, played basketball, softball, and volleyball, was the LA Times Softball Player of the Year last year.
Love to hear it, 3-sport athlete. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Bragg just grabbing it. 1 run across, make it 2 off the bat of the freshman, and she's safe at 2nd. A 4-game hit streak now for Kanaya Bragg, and it's 6-0 UCLA.
Well, and Kanaya Bragg goes down and gets a pitch, and this is just on an absolute line. More runs here for UCLA. A couple ribbies for Kanaya Bragg.
We'll have a runner come in for Bragg. That'll be Lauren Hatch. She's got 24 runs scored on the season. She'll take Bragg's spot at 2nd. And then UCLA is going to use a pinch hitter right now. Taylor Stevens, who actually got the start yesterday in the DP spot, her first start of the season, went 1 for 1 with a run scored and a walk. Stevens, a senior out of Linwood, California. This will be her 9th appearance of the year, had 26 starts last season. Oh, and that hits her right in the back.
That will leave a little bit of a shiner.
So now you're approaching a situation where you've got 2 runners on, and if those 2 runners come home, that would put UCLA up by 8. Could be in a run rule situation. Of course, we would have to play the bottom of this inning because San Diego State is the home team. Caitlin Terry in the circle and doing things with her bat. Laid down a beautiful bunt the last time we saw her at the plate. Tried to do it again. Runners will have to move back.
And then she's scrappy in the 9 spot. You saw the 3-run shot yesterday, and then gets on base today by being able to drop the bunt, and just being able to add more in your toolbox just makes you that much more dangerous as a hitter. She has speed up the line.
I mean, placed it perfectly in right. Oh, and the ball came out out of their hand. Throw home as the runner's trying to take home plate. Got the tag. Callie Decker applies it. Hatch is out, and UCLA calling for review of that play.
37 1/3 innings pitched on the year is 3-1, and getting an opportunity to come into this game. There are none outs.
Sinakakuro is now running at first base for the pitcher, Caitlin Terry. They just reviewed a play at the plate before this pitching change and deemed that there was obstruction, so that plated another run for UCLA. The runner at second base right now, Stevens, represents the 8th run of this game if she can come home, and that would invoke the run rule. We still have to play the bottom of this inning. But man, tough to come out here if you're Schaffel and have to face Jessica Clements, who has been, I mean, she's had a hit in every at bat. 3 for 3.
Classic leadoff, that's what you want. Someone that is having some good lengthy at-bats. She definitely has some pop. We saw her hit a home run yesterday. Actually got hit by a pitch in the at-bat, was told to stay. And then next pitch just goes yard.
3-run bomb.
Yeah.
It's like, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll stay here.
I mean, the hit by pitch or take you deep. I gotta go with the bomb. I don't know.
Every time.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Good pop-up by Callie Decker to save that with the runners on. She walks the first batter she faces. That loads them up for Savannah Pola. Pola reached in the first inning. That was against CC Salura. Pola 1 for 3 with 6 RBI with the bases loaded. Pola hot over to Cunningham, throwing home. And they save the run coming in. But bases still juiced now for Jordan Woolry, who all she has done today is, 4 RBI, a 3-run home run, an RBI triple.
Well, it doesn't go without saying on that last play, Callie Decker being able to step up on the pick there from Cunningham, stop any more runs. But tough task here for Eva Schaffel with the way Jordan Woolry's been swinging it, nowhere to put her.
Woolry, a top 10 finalist for the National Player of the Year. 3 for 4, 11 RBI and a grand slam with the bases loaded for Woolry. High up in the air, but shallow. Uribe under it. And run rule territory is here. UCLA up 8-0. Still got to play the bottom of this inning because San Diego State is the home team. Add another RBI to Woolry's stat line. Her season high is 6 in a game, by the way. Five today. And then Megan Grant, who's just itching for a hit.
of the time, she's taking first pitch strikes.
That was the second pitch, but
first pitch strikes.
Oh, gotcha.
Have a strike yet? That was the first one.
There you go. The last hit for Megan Grant was last night in the 6th inning. Walk-off 2-run home run to invoke the run rule. Grant got a piece of it. Inning. We've seen a pitching change too, and San Diego State trying to get that one more out. They're only going to have 3 outs to work with at the bottom of this inning, or this game is over. Loser will have to play an elimination game later tonight. Winners straight to the regional final tomorrow. Bruins in this inning, 6 runs, 4 hits, a couple of errors.
Nice spot.
Ramirez. Out number 3 into the glove of Holcomb. And San Diego State, a big hole to climb out of, and only 3 outs to do it. We move to the bottom of the 6th.
I thought we might see Addison Fisher sometime today, but would assume that she would get the ball in the regional final, as you saw her get the ball in the Big Ten championship. Knows what that's like to pitch in those types of games.
Yeah, she's the main member of this UCLA pitching staff. Tinsley got the start last night, and then Caitlin Terry has gone the distance so far. Facing Julie Holcomb here, it's 2, 3, and 4 due up for San Diego State. They're down to their 3 outs. Not their season, though. A loss here would just mean they have to play later tonight in an elimination game.
So another host team lose today. Arizona lost to Ole Miss. They're going to have to go through the back of the bracket, which not easy, but it's happening. Upsets are happening. Stanford beat Oregon. Oregon was a 16 seed.
Yeah, like big time. 14-1. Remember when we were like, where's Stanford's offense last year? It's here.
It's here.
Simp. 1 away.
Well, when we had Nyjah with Texas Tech, and I wanted to just kind of look for my own, hurrah. I was looking at the numbers of Stanford compared last year to this year, and just the amount of increases in so many ways. Power, slug, just was crazy. I don't know if it's because they knew that Nyjah was leaving, so they're like, all right, we got to up the ante. But you think about obviously she transferred to Texas Tech, but crazy to think if she would have stayed with just those jumps in numbers. It's pretty crazy.
She's doing some pretty crazy things in Texas Tech.
She is. They won against Ole Miss. They made it to the regional final, where they will have to get beat twice. Real deal, though. Real deal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
got to host.
Big 12 conference champs. They won the conference tournament. She's been hit a home run yesterday. She definitely seems like a better version of herself because she gets to take the pressure off with the hitting. has had some ups and downs with the injuries a little bit this year. Did not hit at all in the month of March, but Nyjah Kennedy is back.
It's a ball and 2 strikes here to Callie Decker. San Diego State doesn't have to get it all back here, but they do have to score at least 3 to extend this game. Run rule is up 8 runs after 5 innings.
And I think for San Diego State here, trying to create some type of energy, some type of juju, because
off the glove of Terry Pola, no problem shifting over, 2 down.
They're not able to get back into this one, which it's not looking good with a 10-run lead and 2 outs. They're going to have to play the winner of that next game, so you don't want to be kind of riding low. You want to try to have some type of energy that gets you going into that night game. Easier said than done.
Angie Yellen charging in is Osteen, and it's back-to-back run rule victories for the Bruins. They will play on Sunday in the